Today's episode of the Just Keep Swimming podcast is brought to you by Audible. Audible is an online audiobook and podcast service offering over 10,000 books and the ability to listen to your favorite podcasts, including the Just Keep Swimming podcast. I personally use Audible all the time and suggest you take a listen to Intentional Living by John C. Maxwell. In this book, Mr. Maxwell shares his story on how he was able to live a noble and purposeful life and gives you tips and tricks so you can do the same. So please start your 30-day free trial now at www.audibletrial.com/JKS podcast, all lowercase. Again, that is www.audibletrial.com/JKS podcast. And if you have any more questions or concerns for the Just Keep Swimming podcast, you're always welcome to reach out to us on Facebook or at Instagram at Just Keep Swimming _podcast, or you can email us at jkspodcast702@gmail.com. And with that out the way, let's dive into it. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to the Just Keep Swimming podcast. This is your friend, your boy, your host, Mr. Adrian Jackson, and we back at it again with another great episode for you. And you already know who's with me. It's your man, the myth, the legend. It's Mr. 13, dropping hot beats for the city. So make sure you guys go check out his IG so you can see all his old and new projects that are coming out. He's always dropping something new for you guys, so you guys don't want to miss. So for today's episode, you guys, I kind of want to talk about a little mini vacation I took the other day to Utah just to, get out the city and get into nature. Me and Jess decided to get out of town to try to go do some hiking and, do something different than we ever did before. And that's going to start off my first lesson of, do something new, do something exciting that you probably never did before. So for us, it was to go out and stay in a cabin, but it wasn't just a normal cabin. It was actually a tiny home out in Utah at the Schofield Reserve. It was an A-frame tiny home. And I just have to say, this right here was an amazing experience. Before we got out there, I was super nervous. I was wondering if she'll like it because she hasn't seen the home. She wanted me to surprise her. And then two, I was wondering, man, is this going to be everything that we need it to be? Is it going to give us what we're looking for, the little escape and the little freedom? Or is it going to feel like we're just, going to a smaller city and staying in a smaller home? Because if that's the case, then we should have just got a hotel or something like that. But when we got there, it was just so amazing. The home was beautiful. The chipmunks running around, and it was just so green. You can hear the ducks diving into the water as they were fishing. You saw people out there fishing and just relaxing and just enjoying the fresh air, And, I think that right there was something that just caught me off guard because I wasn't expecting all that. All I was truly expecting was just to be able to get away and have a cabin where I can see some water. But everything else that came with it was just so amazing and so blissful that it really made me happy that we took the trip. So, that's my first lesson I want to share is, don't overthink it. If it's something in your heart and something that's calling or something you want to try to do, just go give it a try. You never know if you might like it or not, but at least you can say that you did do it, that you gave it a try. And then, you can take your experience afterwards and determine if you want to try it again or not. And with this experience that I had the past weekend, I'm for sure trying that again because it was just so peaceful, so amazing to truly just get away. So then another lesson I kind of brought up that I want to share is just trusting the journey. So, it was a 6-hour drive to the cabin. And when I say it was a scary 6 hours, it was a scary 6 hours. The beginning of the drive was nice and easy, coming out the dry, desert of Las Vegas, going into the moist, hilly Utah. And in Utah, as we were driving, I want to say 75% of the trip was snow and rain. Literally, it was snowing and raining the whole time. And, I was on roads that I weren't used to. I was taking a journey that I never taken before. And, it was scary. But at the end of the day, I had to just trust that, one, God got me. We said our prayers before we hit the road, and I'm trusting that he's going to protect us and make sure that we get there. I had to trust my car, trust the vehicle that I was rolling in, trust that it'll make it through, it was made for this weather, and trust that it'll get there. And I had to trust my GPS. I didn't know the roads I was traveling on, and I had to trust that this GPS was going to get me to where I wanted to be. I wasn't driving super blind, but at the same time, I was driving blind, if that makes sense. And it's just the idea of, man, I have no idea where I'm going. This is not the normal route that I would take if I'm going to Cali or going to Salt Lake. This is 100% different. Driving through the mountains, driving through hills, driving through snow, driving through all this different type of weather. And it was just like, I had to just calm myself and be like, trust the road, you're going the right way. Don't second guess it, just keep going with the flow. And I think that's something that we need to apply in all aspects of life. Trust the journey. We question it, we're not sure we're going. We can have a guide telling us go this way, go that way, and we're still questioning it because even though we know this guide is correct, or we have faith that this guide is correct, we still aren't sure because we haven't took those steps yet, and we're kind of like fearful. But we have to let go of that fear and just trust the journey and just keep rolling, keep swimming, keep flowing, keep doing what you got to do to get to where you want to be. Because then once you get there, that sense of relief and excitement was amazing. It was like an unbelievable sense of, wow, we did it. We made it. It was a crazy ride. I couldn't believe the ride we just went through, but we made it. So I want to say, trust the journey. And I promise you, once you reach the destination, it is going to feel so much better. So another thing I wanted to bring up was just our experience while we were out there. Out to me while we were out there was the silence. Silence is amazing. Like, it wasn't just your normal type of silence where you hear, I stay in an apartment, so, it'd be quiet at night, but you hear the AC people rolling, you hear the cars driving down the streets. Every now and then you hear a siren or, some music, somebody talking loud. But out there, it was nothing. Like, that quiet, exactly. Like, no noise, no breathing, you didn't hear the trees rustling. It was so quiet that it demanded your attention. And we were low-key scared to talk at times because how quiet it was. Because it was like, I didn't want to break that silence that the world is putting, God put out there. It was just so silent. It demanded your attention. But then the silence was perfect as well because it just let you think, let your mind just roam without being distracted or being sidetracked by another noise, wondering, what was that? What was that sound? Like, no, there was none of that feeling of what was this? It was, this is it. This is life. This is the world. This is, life outside of the city. This is true nature right here. And I have to say that silence was just so embracing. It was times I just sat outside for a whole hour and listened to the silence. And it was just so powerful and so, I can't even explain what it did for me, but it really just rejuvenated me. It really just helped me get back into my thoughts and back to my thinking. And it really just helped me disconnect, get away from all of the social media, the TVs and everything. And I'm sure it was also a bonus that while I was out there, I had zero phone connection besides Wi-Fi. So I couldn't call my moms, I couldn't call grandmas. The only thing I could do was text somebody with an iPhone and post on social media. And, the way we were, it was kind of like, man, I don't want to post nothing on social media, Like, people were talking about, oh, we outside, we at the foodie fest, we here. Nah, bro, we outside. We gone. We away from society, out here enjoying our life and enjoying ourselves, enjoying the company, enjoying nature, enjoying the silence, enjoying the sun, the snow, the rain. Everything nature had to offer, we was able to just absorb it. And I just want to say that was the most amazing thing. So I highly suggest out there to everybody, take a trip that you never took before, take a trip out into nature. Go out somewhere where, and I'm not talking like a hike where, yes, a hike is always good where you can just go out there and stretch and, see nature. But at the same time, you'll come back to the city. I'm suggesting something where you don't come back to the city that night, where you actually sit out there with the trees and you enjoy the night and you enjoy all the animals and just, the flowers and the smells and whatever it is about nature that just makes you feel alive again, just enjoy that, find that feeling to make you so you can feel it, because it was the most amazing feeling ever. I highly suggest it. But for those who are thinking about taking a trip like this, I do suggest the A-Frame home out there in Schofield, Utah. The host was amazing. He was always on time. He helped us out. He gave us amazing instructions on how to do everything from lighting the stove to heating the house, to how to get in, where to park, how to take the snow off your shoes. He gave me instructions on every little thing about his place to make it feel like it was a home away from home. Very respectful, very nice man. I appreciate him so much. So the place is called Schofield, Utah. It is an A-frame home. We found this on Airbnb, and the host name is Matthew. So if you do want to take your chance to try it out, I highly suggest it. I highly recommend it, and I believe that it will help everybody out in the long run. But yeah, and that's just kind of what I wanted to share today. Trust the journey, trust where you guys are going. And also one other thing is, be flexible, because sometimes plans do change. We planned on going hiking and fishing, all that stuff. We was out there, but the first 2 days we was out there, it was snowing and raining the whole time, and we had to, we were an hour away from civilization. So it was like we couldn't just go and explore the city or nothing, because the drive just to get out the mountains was an hour. And that wasn't counting about how long it takes to get to the city once you get to the freeway. So it's like, okay, change of plans. Guess we're really just going to hang out here. We're going to play board games. We're going to enjoy this water. We're going to just enjoy this cabin, this silence, this weather, and just enjoy nature. And it turned out to be a beautiful trip. I loved it. It was amazing. I will highly do it again. I will do it again some point soon, because I feel like this is a trip that you have to take like yearly to really just recharge, reset, reconnect, and just come back better. It was a getaway to get back, and I felt it helped me come back stronger in a new aspect, and it's really helped me recharge myself and get ready for whatever else this journey has to go. I'm still swimming. It was a chance for me to get on a raft for a little bit and float, but now I'm back in the water, and I'm back to paddling, I'm back to kicking, I'm back to stroking, and get back to where I want to be. So yeah, hope that helps somebody out today. If you guys have any questions, you already know how to reach out to me on IG, on Facebook, on the email, jkspodcast702@gmail.com. Hope you guys had a wonderful day, a marvelous afternoon, a splendid evening, and remember to just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.